back at it, you see I picked up a strap. I've seen some guys run the strap from here to the bolt there. This mechanism is too long for that, so I'm having to go off the front bumper mount, which is hooked directly to the frame, so that's sturdy enough to handle it. But that is exactly what this mount's for. Well, not just for that, but for if you're doing actually lifting the engine out. Hooking it on and cranking it up pulls the whole engine forward, so you have more access to the back. Here. You can hear my heater running in the background because it's gotten chilly. Well, it's chilly for a second. So I'll go heat up. I'm not sure exactly what size they are yet, so let's experiment. So it looks like it's a 13 millimeter. You see if I have a shorter extension rod. I do my other kit, but I let my neighbor borrow it. Well, I do not have a shorter extension. Just have to see if I can make it work. All I can do is break it loose. So now the next part is can I get the bolt off without dropping it out down the back of the engine. Sit over the side, down the side of the bracket. Actually, I may have something for this. Somewhere I've got a magnetic arm. There we go. The hose runs into this head block, so it's got to come out one side of the other. It's got to come out right there. Come on, baby. There we go. Access a lot better. Supposedly, I should probably look up what those are sometime. Right. It looks like that is a 13. Wire that comes under these pipes here. But let's focus on getting this over here. There we go. Okay. So it's hard to see here. I'll try to get a better angle on it. So you got the plugs down there. So I need to pull those off and label them. There's my Sharpie. Wiring disconnected. There we go. Now obviously, you wouldn't need to pull it off the lines if you're not replacing them. I just happen to be doing that. Of course, it's harder to get grip on that ankle. Yeah, and that wire just pulled apart. Even better. Come on, baby. Lovely. Turn the heater down a little bit. Actually, I think I'm gonna get channel locks for that last set. It's a weird enough angle, I don't think I'm gonna get a grip on it. You know, actually, I think what I'll do is shift directions and focus on the alternator before I worry about that back there. Going to be another 13, and thankfully that pen did not end up in the coolant. Really? Fine, stay. Could be my ratchet and wrench, but no ratchet. Spinning the backside, which I'm not. Get this bolt without dropping it. It's in the wedge somewhere. Wiring loom's a little tight there. And the connector here I couldn't get to. Wiring was wrapped. Bolt landing on a shelf right here. There we go. So I don't lose these bad boys. Inspected 9/14 of 05. Sucker still works. Alright. Just move out of the way. Oh, another big connector down here. Wire out of there. Ow! That sucker's on there. Ow, 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 I hit my finger. I'm not gonna bother to label that last one because it's the last one. Alright. Now, I believe eventually we do have to move the power steering wheel. I don't know if we have to do it yet. Bolts back here. Hey, bolts. Just underneath the wiring loom bracket. Which would explain why I couldn't get this off last time. Giddy. There we go. Just put a gasoline in that. Alrighty. Now to deal with the injector rail. Again, I'm going to double check if I actually need to take the power steering pump off or not. I believe I do, but I'm not going to worry about that tonight. So I've read there's 2 ways to depressurize the fuel on this. And I've got the tool to pop these off, but one way is to leave the gas cap off for like 15 minutes. I left it off for about 20 minutes last time I was in here. The other, to use this Schrader valve right here. So I'm going to leave here in case anything comes out and I get a catch. Yeah, still a little bit of pressure in there. Pressure. We'll about tighten that up later. So I believe that I gotta get rid of these 2 bolts here, and then the whole undo the lines here, and the whole thing should pop up. So I'll go find my nifty little tools in this spot. I'm not sure what size tools I'm supposed to use on these lines. And I've seen videos of these being used, never actually used them. Let's see how we do. Now getting a grip in there on a 1/2 inch. So try A, 3/8 inch. Floor. There we go. Doesn't seem to be working. There we go. And definitely do this with 3/8, that lower line. Just press into it and pull those out. That looks pretty well. I like this. All right. $10 mil. Yep. Another bolt down here. So I'm trying to get my fingers in there. It should just pop up. Not attached to anywhere else. There we go. And then pop the lines off the injectors. Basically just take the whole thing off because the wire loop's attached to it. I will end up redoing all of the O-rings on these. Moving right along. Put these back in so I don't lose them. And in the right place would be so helpful. But I'm thinking that's all I'm going to do for tonight. I want to see the order, double check the order if I go for the power steering next, or if I'm pulling off the valve covers front and back. So, since I've never done this, it's good to check and make sure I'm doing it and things in the right order. But for tonight, let's get the pressure off of this. pressure in the wrong place. So I just did a quick review, and as I thought, I do need to pull the power steering pump out. I'm still not going to do it tonight because I need to pull the fluid out of it, get out of the reservoir, just so it's going to be nice and clean. But one thing that is recommended, which I am going to do, which I meant to do when I was pulling apart the cooling system, is I'm going to pull the overflow out of here. Just give me some room to work with. And where it is, that's a 10 millimeter on there. Yes, it is. The other mounts on here are push pin, center pin releases, which you can use the applied screwdriver. I picked this guy up a while ago, and I very much like it, and it very much saves these for me just going. This one's a bit odd. The center pin doesn't necessarily have to come all the way. Sometimes I do. Center pin's part way out, but it needs to come up further. The center pin does get come up all the way. It's fine. There we go. Didn't have to pull it all the way, but just a little farther. And some people do take this pin off, or this hose off, if your gasket has actually failed and you've got mixing of coolant and oil, you do want to clean it up that way. I do want to get the last of coolant out of here and then flush this before I put things back on. But just doing that right there gives me a whole lot more room to work with in here. So I'm going to come back, find my turkey baster, which I got somewhere, pull as much oil out of there as I can, pull off the two lines. You get 3 bolts here, and the whole piece just comes right out. So that shouldn't be a big deal. But I said I don't want to do it without being able to get this oil first and don't make a huge mess in here. Alright, back at her. Don't worry about pulling the engine forward right now, I don't need to. It's something I should have done last night, but it won't matter as much until we get the mid block off. But block up the holes, intake holes, keep contamination from getting down in there. We're using all sorts of high-tech tools tonight. Next is our catch basin, followed by our extractor. Handy dandy turkey baster. So the next thing we're going to do is remove the power steering pump. And you want to get as much oil out of it as possible before you unhook things, just so you don't get oil everywhere. Got a light that's flickering and it's ticking me off. So, to get this off, got to pull off the 2 lines and then the 3 bolts that are in here, and then the whole thing just comes off. If you see a lot of mess down in here coming off that pipe, that usually means that you've got a bad O-ring. This is clean here, so obviously I don't have a problem with that. I do believe that's a good old 13 millimeter. There she is. I got these cool open-ended wrenches, and it's not a 13. It's bigger than that. That is a 17 millimeter. Get in here. This is why removing the overflow becomes very useful. Then obviously this side here is just doing the quick link. Channel locks work just fine for that. So get in there with the needle nose. Turn that around so we get a better angle to get to. There we go. Yeah, do the upper hose first. Yeah, deep hose. As I thought, there's oil in there. And this lower line, once you pop it, it's finger loose. One word of warning on the pump: once you get the lines off, don't go counterclockwise. That spits all the oil out. And that is not a 13, so it's probably going to be a 15 millimeter. If I can remember what I took. Yeah, there it goes. No, that's got too much slop on it. It'll be 15. And it is 13, I just didn't have it on there straight. There. So I moved the pump the wrong way. Let's do the bolts. There. There we go. And where is number 3? One. Two. Follow me. Don't. Damn it. Go fishing for that in a minute. And it just slides on out. Alrighty. Clean up what was spilt here. Mucking out. The bolt didn't fall too far. Actually, don't have threads on the block side, so I'll have to go stick these into the pump.